Heidi ho, neighborinos. We have powered up our Xantrex hybrid grid tie inverter, and as you can see, we have numbers. Let's see. Let's go up here to meters and hit enter, and you can see, maybe it's a little out of focus possibly, we are drawing 1580 volt amps, or 1450 watts give or take. We're drawing 10 amps roughly on L2 and 3.3 on L1, meaning our load is grossly imbalanced. But overall, my average use estimate was 1750 VA during average use, and we're using roughly 1550. It did get up to about between 1700 and 1800 early on. Right now the air conditioner is running, but it's not. The only part that's on the inverter is the blower itself. The compressor is not. Everything else except for the garage, I believe, and I might be forgetting something, but that's pretty much all that's not running on this. It's about 9 o'clock at night, and I'd say we're doing pretty good. We did not get the system fully commissioned until about sunset, so we didn't get to actually see it running on solar yet, but the batteries are fully charged. I can show you here. AC2 is your generator input. Load VA, that's the house. Again, load frequency 60 Hz. State charge forgot what that is. I thought it was finished. Maybe I've got it set up to where it won't charge at night. Battery temp not available. We've not yet hooked up the battery temperature sensors yet. That happens tomorrow. We did charge the batteries pretty good today. Let's see here. If I can exit out of meters, let's go into inverters. It's enabled. Search mode is enabled. Forgot what that means exactly. Grid support disabled. I am not yet ready to support the grid until I find out what my kind of average equilibrium power consumption, power production is. Force charge, equalize, all that's kind of mode operating, clear faults, view device info. The network is a Zancom or Zannet or something. It's not yet wired, but soon we will have it networked in, and the battery chargers and the inverter and all that will be together. Right now you're just looking at the inverter. Battery type flooded, battery capacity 230 amp hours. I kind of combined the two strings. We've got two strings of 115 amp hour batteries. Max charge rate 100%, charge cycle 3-stage. I think default was a 2-stage. Recharge voltage 50, AC priority is AC1, AC1 breaker is 60 amps. That basically just allows you to select between your generator and your grid, I think. So I can select AC2 or AC1. If I had a generator that I wanted to go to first, I could do that. I have a 60 amp breaker on my utility side. Grid support volts, if my batteries drop below that voltage, which in this case right now is 54, I stop supporting the grid. Low battery cutout 46.5. I guess at 54 maybe I start feeding out until I get down to 46.5, who knows. All in good time. But this meter's going to mount right here when I'm done. I just have it plugged in temporarily. We just finished cutting over. I'll show you outside here in a minute. As you can see, we're still kind of in a temporary mode. We got some stuff kind of missing because we got a few more cables to install for fan control outside and temperature monitoring, because we're gonna have some control wires for the fans out there. This is pretty crowded, but on the right we have our two 60 amp breakers, which brings in the two solar grids. I've divvied it up into two separate grids, one with 3 strings and one with 4 strings. Just kind of worked out that way with the budget. The two on the right are both 80 amp breakers. I know they look like 2-pole breakers, but they're actually ganged together both on the handles and on the poles to where it's actually a single pole breaker. Our negatives are grounded through the grounding fuse in the battery chargers, so that if there is a ground fault, it's momentary theoretically and we pick up on it right away. We are commissioned though. I mean, we are fully cut over. It was an interesting process. We picked a very fast acting DC breaker, so that we did in fact get a couple of nuisance trips at first, but in order to you're not going to be able to see this, it is dark out again, but and there's the office. We'll have to come back tomorrow when it's daylight and give you a view of the additional breaker boxes that are mounted outside for the incoming utility power. And this is it. First thing in the morning we'll be able to see the sun come up and feed our house. Yesterday or today the sun came up and charged our batteries, but it wasn't tied into the house. Tomorrow it will be. How exciting.